Hi, the purpose of this video is to inform high school teachers for English 2 and English 3 about how to score the district benchmark assessments using the Scantron documents. First, let's take a look at the setup of the exam. This is the front sheet of the exam that students will see. On the top, they can fill in their name, their teacher's name, and their school name. Session 1 of the exam is the writing portion. The students will read the prompt, which is located right under the directions, and then they will prepare to write an expository essay by reading the passage below. So they will read the passage, and then after they read the passage, they can see the prompt again and then use the writing space below to write their essays. You also may choose to have students type their essays, but please be considerate of the deadline for scoring, which will be February 20th for ELA teachers. So after they write their essay, and they have quite a bit of room to write, if they run out of room, they can use the back. When they finish writing, they will go into session 2, which is the reading portion of this exam. This is a short session with only one passage, text-dependent questions, and then some additional questions to measure the language standards in high school. So they read this passage, and then they begin answering their questions. It's important to note that the questions begin numbering at 4. Let me explain why. We're going to take a look at the Scantron answer document. So this is a sample of a student's Scantron answer document. Of course, all of this information will be printed on the exams as they usually are. The first 3 items, it says content, style, and conventions. These are the rubric elements that teachers will score. Students do not mark on these boxes right here. These are for the teachers. In the boxes, you can see a brief description of each element, the first being content. So when a teacher looks at student work and they arrive at a score for content, which the max score you can get for content is a 4, they will mark that score right here. This is where teachers will mark the score for each element. They will repeat this concept with each of the other elements. They will get one score for style and another for conventions. Let's pause and look at the writing rubric. Teachers will use the current statewide assessment rubrics for high school. For example, we're going to look at the English 2 content rubric. So each page of this rubric gets its own score. When assigning a score for content, the teacher is going to look through these elements here, through all of these, and arrive at one holistic score for this whole page. So looking at all these bullet points, determine where the preponderance of the evidence is in the student's writing and assign one holistic score for content. The student will get another score for style. They will do the same thing that was done in content. A student will receive one holistic score for style, looking at the elements right here. So this whole page receives one holistic score for max of 4 points. Then, student will receive a combined score for conventions. The reason it's combined is that each element for conventions is separated, and you can get either a 1 or a 0. So a student will receive either a 1 or a 0 for sentence formation, a 1 or a 0 for usage, a 1 or a 0 for mechanics, and a 1 or a 0 for spelling. After those 1s and 0s are determined, add them together and you get a combined score. The max combined score you can get for conventions is 4. So knowing that, you can see how each one of these rectangles represents each page on the ELA English 2 scoring rubric. The same goes for English 3. Arrive at your scores then mark your scores here, knowing that this area here is a holistic score, area 2 is a holistic score, and area 3 is a combined score for conventions. The remainder of the exam is the reading portion. Note that the numbering starts at 4. This is why the numbering on each student's test for those multiple choice questions also begins at 4. This way they know that when they respond to question 4 on their test, they are to mark next to 4 on the Scantron answer document. There are a total of 10 multiple choice questions for the reading session. For any additional questions or clarifications, please contact Sheila Banks at shbanks@opsb.us. Thank you.